Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you are here for the first time, you're coming back. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let's get started. So this will be a more or less regular check. I will use tarot more today, and apart from the regular checking on the energies, we'll also have one additional question for each of the twins based on what we'll see in the energies, based on what I'll be guided to get more information on. And then of course feelings and thoughts towards each other with tarot. At the end there will be also a self-compassion practice of the day as I continue doing this through the month of August. And we'll start with an oracle deck, and today it's going to be the Spirit Junkie Oracle from Gabby Bernstein. So let's get a card for Divine Feminine first of all. It's a card of positive affirmation. I actually got too many cards, so I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. It's been quite a week with the 8-8 portal that, apart from being, pretty turbulent internally in terms of soul searching and all, also, had its impacts in the world in various ways. A lot of you know that I'm originally from Ukraine, so there were a lot of new events happening there. Some of them good, some pretty terrible. And also, you know that I'm pretty connected to Hawaii at this point, and we had those devastating wildfires in Maui, and the town that completely burned out, Lahaina area, that's the part where I spent quite a lot of time when I was in Maui, so I know it pretty well. Like specific places, they're all recorded in my memory, and now as a memory only. Of course, I'm grateful that I made it there before it all burned out, but it's just shocking. And I'm sure it's 100 more times shocking to the local population. So if you're able to support them, to help them in any way, please do so. It's so much more terrifying when you have something like that happening on a little island where the capacity is very limited to do the firefighting, to help people, for people to even get out of that situation. It's just, I don't know, I'm speaking about it, I'm starting to feel all that overwhelming pain. But yeah, I checked on my friends, luckily they're okay, but still very much shook up from everything. So for Divine Feminines, the card is, all that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. Stay open-minded, keep that manifestation wave going. The 8-8 portal is such a wondrous energy for that. And all this week we continue thriving in that energy as much as possible. And even if certain things start coming up to you, to transmute, to release, right? Release them and come to the understanding and remind yourself what your new goals are, where you want to be, what you want to fill up that space with. If not completely, but at least put it in that space that you now have after you released anything that was not necessary, was extra, was burdening you, right? And be open-minded that those things that you manifest are coming to you. It is happening in ways that you never imagined. It's part of the lesson, part of the journey, right? For you to see how it can be done in so many different ways. For masculines, we have, my high vibe thoughts create health in my body, peace in my mind, and love in my heart. Yeah, somehow also similar, right? Like staying high vibe, staying optimistic. For feminines, it's a little bit more about open-minded, about like options and freedom, right? This is more about just staying high vibe, high frequency, to attract, but also to attract everything you want. It's about health, peace, and love. The majority of us just wishes for that. It may sound different, maybe phrased in different words, but that's what it is at the end of the day. Okay, my main deck is going to be the Sophia Charles deck today. So first of all, let's check in on the energies of Divine Feminines. First of all, what is happening with DFs as we speak? Okay, of Temperance, And Nine of Pentacles. Nice. I like this actually. Let's see what we have for the masculines. Oppression. Yeah, I got that in one of the personal readings today. And the Emperor. Yeah, very interesting combination. We'll speak about that in a minute. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups here. So yes, it's that transmutation energy. It's like, it's a little sad, you know, seeing certain things in new light, or certain relationships even, right? Letting go of people, of habits, of places even, if you're moving somewhere, or you're acknowledging that that hobby or that specific place where you used to go every Friday, I don't know, for Sunday, is not the place you want to be anymore. You're not vibing with it anymore. You moved on from that, and you know, it just like, it feels weird, right? Maybe people over there changed, and that's why it feels weird now, because those are not your people anymore. Whatever it is, right? And if you don't know exactly what's wrong, it doesn't matter that much anyway. Our mind likes to explain, to analyze, to, you know, compartmentalize knowledge and information. But really, it's as long as you're like, you have your peace with the fact that that's not something that you want to have in your life, to attract yourself into, or it's not serving you as something valuable, it's taken from you, then it's already a good reason to leave it behind without giving it too much consideration or analysis into why exactly. Was it good to me 6 months ago, but it's not anymore? So anyways, yes, I'll do the feelings, and then the energy. We'll get to feelings. I'll do the energy, and then immediately I'll go into additional question. So I love the Temperance with the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is like this card of like, it is a little bit of like lady in waiting in this deck, because she's looking out of the window. She's kind of like one of those dames, the 19th century, right? That's like looking out for her, I don't know, husband, her family, some friend that she's waiting for, right? Like, she's by herself. She kind of keeps busy, but, well, not even that much. No, she's just sitting there. Yeah. Sitting there, kind of like keeping to the rules, to the conformities, waiting for something to come in, right? As expected, right? And the Temperance, I feel like, is bringing in that extra vibe, is like, yes, it's good to be expecting things to come in and to be open to it, but do not restrict yourself to what is expected, right? Give the universe a chance to bring in what your heart desires truly, right? Something that's balancing for you, that's good for you, right? And be patient with it. Temperance is also a card of patience. Do not rush it. Do not set a timer. Don't be like, it's good to have a timeline, at least approximate, right? Especially if you have your reasons for it. But it's important not to be like, well, it's been 3 days after 8/8 portal. I still haven't gotten my sign or my wish. So where is it? Come on, where is it? You know, not get into that impatient energy. Stay on the patience and acceptance vibe. And what am I gonna ask additionally here? I've got my holographic deck today with me. So what is coming up? I like that the Temperance here like has this cauldron, you know, something is brewing there. So what is brewing for Divine Feminines? What is around the corner that will be important for their journey, that will be important for wish fulfillment? What is this brewing in the Temperance cauldron? Yeah, of course it's the yin and yang. So if you feel like you're falling more into the feminine or the masculine vibration naturally, stay there. Don't stay there for too long. That's what I'm gonna say. Just kind of stay, like, keep flowing nature. If you get too deep into one of them, see how you can balance it out with a different energy. Swords, swordy swords, but we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Ten of Swords in reverse and Six of Swords. So it's something that's gonna get your problem solved, whatever it is for you, whatever's been weighing down on you. It could be a heartache, it could be something more pragmatic, more practical that you've been struggling with for a while, that you felt like you can't take it anymore, something on those lines. And you didn't really see the solution either, but it's coming up, right? You're getting out of those rocky waters into something stable, into something tangible, something that you see as a solution at the very least, right? That gives you that hope, that gives you that motivation to keep going. I love it. What's the timing on this? Sorry, let's do one more question. Ooh, the Sun. So it's not a timing card really, although the Sun energy is Leo energy and we are in Leo season. So I'm taking it as the Leo season. Within Leo season, you will see that. And if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna last till 23rd of August. So between now and 23rd of August is when you will get that information, you will get that solution. Beautiful. I love the sunny energy. This is just beautiful. Now let's get on with the masculines. Ten of Wands with the Emperor. Yeah, so, and you see, very interesting that the Emperor is actually holding a wand in this deck. I see a certain connection between them, to be honest, because to me in both cards it's like this power, this force, right? But in here the force is used to like keep holding to those wands and you don't even know why. Like you just keep going with it, you just keep walking with all of those, not to lose any of them, and you're still losing some of them, but you keep trying, right? It's like that struggle, right? Whereas here it's more like there's a force, but it's like a force, like a power that I'm gonna change the world kind of power, at least change my life to begin with, right? And I mean, ultimately this is the divine masculine energy. So the masculines is like they start seeing where this oppression is happening, where they are being oppressed, where they are being bogged down to the ground with something that they feel like they have to do. They feel there's certain obligation there, but now they're starting to see the way out. They're like, I have to take my control back. That's the Aries in the North Node energy, right? Like, I can't be doing this anymore. It can't be like, oh, I can't help it, or like I just have to do it and you're suffering from it, right? There has to be a better way. That's what I keep saying to everyone who feels that way. And it is a kind of a broken record, but trust me, I've done that loop a lot of times in my own life, on my own journey, right? Where it feels like you're powerless, but then as soon as you change your perspective, that power is just rushing out of you and you're ready. For some, it's like the masculines are just so sick and tired of being here, being that, you know, smaller person, of not spending, like not pouring that energy into their own happiness and abundance, but just catering to everybody else's needs, was carrying those ones and being the responsible one, right? That it's gonna be like, okay, I've had it, no more. I have to take care of me first. That's the energy. Okay, what are we gonna ask here? What do we want to ask? What is this area of life? What is this problem or question that is the oppression? Ooh, the Lovers and Knight of Wands in reverse. So then they feel like they're not being able to go for their love, to express themselves, right? The Knight of Wands usually is like following the passion, right? Like going for it, making the choice of big love. And here, like there are other, yeah, and it is a collective reading, so it will be different for everyone what that situation is. But the common point is that whatever it is, whatever those circumstances are, they are preventing the masculines for going for what they feel, who they feel is that source of love for them, of nurture, of freedom and inspiration more than anything. It's beautiful. I love it, right? Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be a player energy, or like taking advantage of the opposite sex, but I don't see it here. It's more like there's a lot of that desire and passion, and that's what we can see in this card as well. But it's just that for a long time, or for a while now, the masculines, for some reason, and that reason will be different for everyone, they felt like they couldn't go for it, like something was stopping them, whether it's internal storytelling or it's external circumstances. I have to take care of house or family, I have to pay off this debt, I have to do this and that, right, before I can allow myself to do that. Now it's like, nope, more, nope. Okay, what else are we gonna ask? Do you want to ask anything else here? What is the inspiration? Well, an inspiration would be love, of course. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna stop here. We do have one more deck. It's the After Tarot, and we do have still an important question of the feelings and thoughts towards each other. So since I was starting with the feminine, so let's do feminine to masculine first. What are the feminine's thoughts and feelings towards the divine masculine at the moment? So this replaces the part of the reading where I did the messages with my speaking text, but I'm doing this for a change. I feel like this is a little bit more holistic, because a lot of times in these connections, and I'm speaking from my own experience, it's like that border between feelings, thoughts, and words, it kind of blends. And as for words, a lot of times we don't talk about these things with anyone. We're not ready to talk about it with a person, so it kind of, again, it becomes kind of like, yeah, with words, I'm not sure what the words are. I don't really talk about it to anyone, really, right? So feelings and thoughts, I feel like, is a little bit more from the heart, more raw, more firsthand, more unedited. The Hermit and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, look at that. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so what I'm getting is the feminine is thinking that they've spent a lot of time in this hermit mode, contemplating, seeing the truth, healing, doing a lot of vision boarding as well. We spoke about it a few days back, right? Like trying to understand what is it that they expect from life partnership, from true love. What is it that prevents them from going for it, right? And they've been doing a lot of that healing and self-reflection, and now it's time to reveal that, to have that communication. Now they are getting out of the hermit mode because they want to talk, they want to go out for a date, they want to do something together to kind of for some to implement what they've vision boarded, for others to kind of get at least some of the feedback of the to get some more information, motivation, right, inspiration on what the next steps would be. But this is not coming from a sexy energy or like that physical drive energy that a lot of times we have, that strong sexual pull. No, this is coming from very much like a, I want to meet this person because we are so connected and I can really use this quality time with this person, from that place of being human beings and getting to know each other more, and just enjoying each other's company, enjoying that closeness, discovering what it's like. What about masculines? What are their feelings and thoughts towards their divine feminines at this time? Oh, the Temperance again. But now for the masculines, it's so cool. Yeah, because it's the After Tarot, the imagery is a little different, of course, from what we would usually see. Nine of Swords. Anything else? Yes, there is something else. And the Hanged Man. Wow. Yes, so, and you see in this Temperance card, there is a bird actually that's flying out of one cup, and the archangel is pouring out from the other cup. It's like, is enough of like keeping things inside and bottling it up, of imagining that there are, you know, these dragons that you have to slay and all these problems that you need to solve, like the weight of the world on your shoulders, right? It's enough. It's time to kind of free it up. It's time to, it's also, to me, it's a very big synchronicity of where the masculines have been balancing themselves out, have been doing a lot of contemplation. We saw this energy for a few days with the masculines, right? And now it's like, okay, and now I'm going into the world, you know, to see how this energy, this new findings, this ascended energy can be integrated with my day-to-day reality. When I'm communicating with other people, when I'm facing certain challenges, right? But I'm facing them without exaggerating, without overthinking. When I'm getting my negative emotions, I'm letting them flow through me, right? It's a very different quality of day, of week, of life, really, right? And look here. So in the Hangman, in this deck, there is a woman figure actually that's nourishing the masculine. So there's also a big realization. So they're basically saying, you know, I've been doing so much rethinking and reworking and healing that now I'm adjusting to this, to how this plays out in my life, because I'm seeing differences in the way people respond to me, in the way they hear me and see me, and the way I see the world, and the way I react to certain triggers, to certain challenges. So this is so new to me, but I'm curious and I'm excited. On the other hand, I realized that in all this soul searching, I was getting my inspiration and my nourishment from my feminine, right? That was a very big motivation. Like, look at this guy, right? He's like hanging from the tree by this little rope, just his leg, just his foot hanging out there, right? It's not easy to think about it for a moment, but they took the time and they went into that uncomfortable position, because this love and their feminine has been a great motivation for them to do this, to face their fears, and to see how they can live differently through the same kind of experiences, the same kind of environment, but just with a very different energy and perspective. Okay, last but not least, let's get a card from the self-compassion deck and see what the practice of the day would be. I feel like after a while I'm gonna start forgetting what I've already picked out and what I haven't. I'm trying to make this to get a different card every day, but I think I got it now. I've got it for today. It's called Lean In Deeper. Is a part of your emotional experience calling out in pain or discomfort? Can you just be with it without trying to change it for 5 breaths? Yeah, you see, I was just talking about emotions, especially for the masculines. And this is it. This is like that transmutation, right? I'm accepting this, like what is going on with me right now, what emotion is there. And I'm just spending time with it. That's what like emotional lean in deeper, right? Like lean into it, hug it out, you know, spend time with it without judging, without trying to suppress it, right? For 5 breaths. Pain or discomfort, anything at all that you may be experiencing today. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very soon. Bye everyone.